Day number 9 out of 100. Speaking to the camera, 60 seconds, no cuts, no edits. I haven't been reaching my full potential lately, and it's always distractions. That's what it always boils down to. And I think number one is my phone. A guy said today that rarely anyone doesn't have 45 minutes to work out. Most people do. Not having the time is a lie that we tell ourselves. Um, Usually the time we don't have is just time that's being misused. You know, I think a lack of phone usage generally leads to productivity because the distractions are gone, obviously. It's the classic, I don't know if you've ever heard of this Jerry Seinfeld. He had this technique where he would have a room that's completely empty with a notepad that's empty, and a pen, you know? And the idea is that he wouldn't force himself to write jokes, but he would simply make it impossible for him to do anything that wasn't writing jokes. So if he weren't writing on that yellow notepad in that room with nothing in it, he would be doing nothing. He'd be sitting with his thoughts. So the idea is you might as well just write. Sometimes it's easier to take away the distractions than it is to force yourself upon a task, if that makes any sense. Let's say I'm sitting around and I take away my phone. I think I'm a lot more likely to actually do something with my life, such as working out or writing or yoga or any of my creative, outlets, photography, even just biking or stuff that I enjoy that's not creative and not necessarily lifting. But just at the core, I'm going to keep going because fuck the algorithm. But you don't want to look back in 15 years at the lack of skills, the lack of knowledge, and the lack of experience that you have. The lack of flavor, the lack of energy, the lack of soul. I want to be a rich person, and I'm talking about personality. I want to be someone where after speaking with me when I'm 60, you'll be like, that's a cool old guy, that sometimes those people come along and you interact with them on a boardwalk in fucking Hollywood Beach or in the middle of the mountains in California or wherever you are. And it's a